Do you think that Mahomes and Burrow have separated themselves from the pack as far as the quarterback position goes?
I don't even put. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really put Burrow on Mahomes level like that. You know what I mean? I think Burrow's a great quarterback. I think Burrow's top five. I think it's Mahomes one, and then everybody is trying to figure out how to get as close as that as possible.
What's going on, everybody? The conference championship week is wrapped up. We got about 2 weeks until the Super Bowl, and the coaching carousel is in full effect, man. A lot of vacancies have been filled. The most recent and probably the most important one is it looks a lot like Sean Payton is headed to Denver. What are your thoughts on that one?
Hey, look, a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? A
Mm-hmm.
lot of pressure, man. You see two guys turn on that job. You see Dan Quinn was like, I'm good. You see DeMeco Ryans kind of back off a little bit and say, I would like to go to a situation that's, less pressure filled and I can work my way in. But, make no no excuse about it, man. He's the perfect guy to go in there and fix a Russell Wilson up. We've seen what he was able to do with Drew Brees, remake his career. He had Jameis Winston playing good ball. Even down to Andy, all the quarterbacks that you have in Taysom Hill, and anybody that you could put in that position, he had them playing well, man. And if it's anybody that needs that right now, I can definitely say Russell Wilson needs a guy like Sean Payton in the building, man. So big win for them, huge one.
Absolutely. And then it looks like Frank Wright shored up the Carolina job. He had a short stint as a player there. And I think that was a very safe hire for Carolina. I think that's a guy that can win you 8, 9 games. I don't think he's a guy that can lead you deep in the playoffs, but he can make your team competitive. Frank Wright, I think, just got stuck with a bad hand in Indianapolis. So, I mean, he did do better than Jeff Saturday, and Jeff Saturday did pretty
Yeah,
bad.
it's kind of similar situations if you think about it. The main thing for Frank Reich is obviously finding a quarterback, something he struggled to do over there in Indianapolis. But I do think he got dealt a bad hand. The year started off bad, but those were close ball games he was losing. You know what I mean? Any way those games switch to their side of it. Ball here, there, field goal here and there. We might be seeing a different story. He might be still there. So he has a chance to rewrite his story. I do think he's a good coach. I do think it's a safe hire, and maybe that's just what they need over there in Carolina. But just my personal opinion, I thought Steve Wilks was I thought he did well with the hand he got dealt. Fortunately, but it looks like he's willing to go over to San Fran. They're looking at him right now, so maybe he'll get another opportunity in the future. But Frank Wright is a good hire. I like it.
I think another maybe more exciting hire than I would say the Sean Payton is DeMeco Ryan, man, and he's killed it as a defensive coordinator over in San Francisco. He has a history with the Houston Texans, and he's taken over there in a situation that is a total rebuild, a lengthy contract, and it looks like a situation where it'll be able to be his team his way. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it looks like a wonderful story. You know what I mean? You got the player who has the history with the ownership. He played for him his whole career. You get to come back and coach the team that you played for. I bet you if anybody had a dream, you know what I mean, as far as these players and they want to coach, this is the situations they asked for. He got that. You know what I mean? He loves Houston. I think Houston loves him. They giving him the leeway, like you spoke of the long contract. And then that team, you know what I mean, make no mistake about it. That's a young team, feisty team, and they're not too far away. Get a quarterback in there. They got a lot of young talent on the defense. I don't think they're too far away, man. So I'm excited to see how that progresses, man. I'm excited. I like that though. Good hire.
I love that hire for Houston. Another fun/funny hire. It looks like Justin Herbert is now stuck with Brandon Staley at his head coach and with Kellen Moore as his offensive coordinator. That has a potential to be a huge disaster, in my opinion. I think that he's got two very, very inexperienced coordinators now running that team, and in a very tough division. If Sean Payton can come in and do Sean Payton things, man, the Chargers could easily fall to like the number 3 team in that division.
I, I see. I'm so on both sides of that, right? But you know what it's like because we've obviously seen that firsthand over the years, where it's like he has all the pieces over there in LA. So with that, the good is good. But you just don't know what the bad
Right.
would look like. And you got two coaches like you spoke of, you know what I mean? When it's bad, it's just bad, man. They just seem to be aggressive at the wrong times and fall short of doing what's working at the right times. And you can say the same about Staley. You can say the same about Kellen Moore. So that, you know, we have to watch that one closely and see how it play out, man. But me personally, I just think, you know, with one more year of Staley, you know what I mean, he gets fired, Kellen Moore won't be there either. So he may be on the short leash as it is.
No, yep, that's very true. Yeah, there's no way they promote him to head coach. I don't think Kellen Moore's ready for that. Arizona, they don't have a coach yet, do they? Is that the last team remaining?
Yeah, I think that's not the last. Matter of fact, it might be the last head coaching job, but it's crazy because it's kind of quiet over there right now. So, not sure what's going
It
on. But
is.
speaking of Arizona, I would love for Cowboys to take a look at Cliff Kingsbury for offensive coordinator. I'm not sure how you feel about that, but I think that would be a nice, you know, offensive mind to come in there and bring something different to the table for Mike McCarthy there, man. But yeah, I think that job is still open as of right now.
I definitely haven't considered that one. I know there's rumors right now of one of two things because Bill O'Brien has left Alabama and I think reunited with Belichick, if I'm not
Makes
mistaken.
sense.
And now Nick Saban is in need of an OC. So I have seen Kingsbury rumored to Alabama, as well as your boy Jason Garrett.
They don't want Jason Garrett. I'm a vouch for that. But you know, if I'm Cliff Kingsbury and I'm, you know, thinking about it, if he really loves the game, then he'll coach. But what is he? He making like $6 million a year just to relax and chill right now. He's probably on vacation, not even thinking
Right.
football right now. So good shot at that. Trying to get a guy to come back out. But yeah, man, it's not a lot to figure out as far as the head coaching jobs, but it's a lot of staff spots to be filled out, man. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it's funny, right? We kind of getting to that point of the season where it's like, oh, everybody getting ready for the off season, man. You see the Pro Bowl news come out, man. What do you think of Derek Carr getting in? I never seen a free agent get in the Pro Bowl as a free agent. That's kind of weird there. You know, you lose a guy like that, but it's good for his resume, right? You go to sign with a team. You know, I'm a Pro Bowler this year, so whatever.
I think it's mad awkward though because the Pro Bowl is in Vegas. Like that's
Yeah.
mad weird. So he just gonna go back to his locker and play the Pro Bowl, bro? Like, but they're not even playing the Pro Bowl for real this year. What is it supposed to be like flag football or something this
Yeah.
year? Pete Davidson's
You might
coaching
as
or
well just
something like that. The Pro Bowl's
do away with it, man. When I seen Tyler
the Pro Bowl
Huntley
used to be
made it.
fun.
You seen that? No
No,
knock on
what?
Tyler Huntley. No knock on him. But I
Better
literally
not.
had to sit there and was like, what the hell Tyler Huntley do this year? And I'm like, I'm thinking about it.
Nothing.
Maybe everybody turned the job down. Like maybe they asked Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen dealing with injuries. If it's Mahomes, Burrow, I don't know. Obviously, it's not Mahomes, right? But I don't know. Out of all the quarterbacks, I just feel like at what point did you have to get to Tyler Huntley? You know what I mean? I don't think he was not even in the top 10 on the AFC side, man. So I don't know.
How close is he to the last person on the list? You know what I mean?
That's
That's
two
really
people on the
weird.
AFC side. So their quarterbacks are, you got Derek Carr, Tyler Hunt. Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there.
That's a disaster. Speaking of the AFC quarterbacks, man, we did find out the other day that Tua is still in concussion protocol, man. A month out. And that's a
Right.
mess because where does Miami go from here and where does Tua go from here? You know what I mean?
Nah, that's crazy, man. I don't think we've ever seen anything quite like that. You know what I mean? It lets you know how serious it is. And
Right.
then, like you say, going into the next year, you know what I mean, with a guy like that who now has the history of it, you know what I mean? I think you got to go looking for a guy. I mean, I'm going to be honest, man. Maybe you go check a time break. I don't know. It would feel kind of bad just kind of dumping a guy like that at this point. I don't think you dump him, but you do need to get some insurance in there. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is the insurance you really, you know, I mean, he's a bus driver,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not quite the, you know what I mean, the guy that come and take you over the top, man. So they might got to go looking for something. But that's it's sad news, man. His career, you know, I think
Absolutely.
he's one concussion away from maybe the NFL calling down and saying, man, you might want to do something different, man. So
Right. I do know too, speaking of the quarterback position, man, we did find out that Purdy did sustain a pretty serious injury to that elbow in the NFC Championship game. Kind of a mess there too, man. Unfortunately, he did have to come back into the game, but I guess essentially it's like a Tommy John surgery, like the pitchers get in
yeah,
baseball. About a 6-month recovery
UCL.
time.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
definitely rare. I never heard of that. to be honest.
And he was clearly in a lot of pain. But then I did hear news too that Trey Lance is about a month away from being able to work out as well. So San Francisco has a mess on their hands.
It's crazy, man. Every quarterback they have is dealing with something. I believe Jimmy G is a free agent. Yeah, there's something to 1 year deal to complete the season. So he's essentially out the door. And then you have the Trey Lance situation, who will be the quarterback leading the OTA. So Brock Purdy will have to come back and kind of take that back away from him. But it seemed like, the team they rallied around Brock Purdy, man. So we definitely have the makings of a cornerback competition. But do they even look outside the building and maybe entertain a Rodgers or, a Brady or one of these other guys? I don't think the Packers would deal Aaron Rodgers over there as much as they hate the 49ers. So maybe we can count that one out. But it's definitely not outside of anything that could happen. That maybe they go looking for another guy just in case.
Excuse me. I do think that things are lining up for Aaron Rodgers to make his way to the Jets. They hired Nathaniel Hackett as the offensive coordinator. Namath came out and said he'll unretire his jersey for Rodgers. Okay. I don't know. I mean, Rodgers is used to the cold, but I mean, he was willing to go to Denver to play with Hackett, so he has a good relationship with that guy, man. So I think that is a great possibility. And if Rodgers goes to the Jets and Buffalo doesn't do something to establish a run game and create a pass rush, that division could just be turned right over to the Jets because they're missing a quarterback, and
that
that's
would be
about
crazy.
It.
See, me, I'm personally,
right.
I was thinking the Raiders, right? But both of those jobs, I'm pretty sure, they got the weapons there, but the Jets kind of got like the complete package going on. If you would say, a great defense, they got the run game. You'll get a Breece Hall back. They got the weapons on the outside. Nice situation. But can you imagine the field over there in the AFC, man, with all these quarterbacks trying to make the playoffs? You got Mahomes and Burrow and Rodgers, and it's already deep enough, And if he leaves and goes to the AFC, man, it's, damn, it's crazy. But
do you think that Mahomes and Burrow have separated themselves from the pack as far as the quarterback position goes?
I don't even put, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really put Burrow on Mahomes level like that. I think Burrow's a great quarterback. I think Burrow's top 5. I think it's Mahomes 1. And then everybody is trying to figure out how to get as close as that as possible. Like I feel like, Josh Allen is much the performances that he had, and as bad as it was towards the end of the season, I still put him up there. Still think he's a great quarterback. Burrow, I think Herbert, he's going to have to prove it. He has the talent, but I don't think Burrow is there yet. You feel me? I think it's Mahomes, and then there's a level to it. And I think he's showing that, bad leg and all. He's unbelievable, man. I'm going to be honest.
That's fair. Do you think Mahomes is the best quarterback that we've seen in our lifetime?
I mean, talent-wise is definitely a between him and Aaron Rodgers, man, because before Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers has been here and done this before. It's like I would say as far as like some of the trickier throws, like, some of the stuff he does is more like highlight worthy, but it's definitely most talented quarterback ever is Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes debate. And 1A, 1B to me. But yeah, for sure.
I agree. That's fair. It's kind of crazy to me because Miami could have had Herbert, right? But on the other side, Washington could have had Herbert instead of Chase Young.
And that's the thing, man, where it's like sometimes you want to draft the so-called best players, right? But you miss out on these quarterbacks. But then sometimes you draft the quarterbacks, but you miss out on life-changing talent. You know what I mean? So it's like it's kind of hard. Like who's the quarterback in that Parsons draft where Parsons, Surtain, and all those guys came out?
That was Burrow, Herbert. No,
I don't think so.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah. I think him and Herbert
so.
was rookies at the same time. You're right. So I mean, yeah. I'm glad they fucked it up. You know what I mean? I even think back to about the Giants when they picked Saquon. Like, cool. You know what I mean? You got your best player. And that's why it's such a mistake to draft Bijan Robinson or something like that. You draft a guy like Bijan Robinson and you say, oh, he's the best player in the draft. But then 5 years later, you're looking at it like, damn, I kind of could have got that same guy in the 3rd round, 5th round, and then you're passing up on, one of these talents. You know what I mean? That you just kind of overlook, man. The quarterback is a position that you think about a franchise or think about a head coach where it's like, if you get this right, like you good, you got the leeway, right? Like give me an extra couple years, you know what I mean? I'm good. But if you get it wrong, oh, you out the door. It don't take long, man. So if you're making that choice, just make sure you make the right one. And if this offseason you got CJ Stroud, you got Bryce Young coming out. I'm hearing more about the guy. I have to dive deeper into it. What is it? Will Levy, potential that he can be a number one quarterback. So it's crazy, man. It's a lot to go around, man. But um, it's one of those things where it's like, if you're taking a quarterback high, just make sure he's that guy, man. Because we've seen Carson Wentz and Daniel Jones and so on.